Speaking of the gutter, Houston wins 70-67 over Duke. Duke was held to one field goal in the last 10.5 minutes. You can go back to last week's show, and I told you over and over again, Roser, I said this is the absolute best possible scenario to get to see a team that might very well have 5 NBA draft picks on it, but they are young. How are they going to react when it turns into an absolute fight? And the reaction was not good because Houston turned that thing into a gutter war. Yeah. And I had posted that, I had talked about that video of them practicing, and I posted it on Twitter after the game saying, it's relevant now. Like, you watch it, and it's like, this is not, we are not the same. Yeah. And those jokers, we said on Friday, they have 4 losses. 3 of them were overtime losses. And they were down at Kansas and went to double overtime, and they will play your ass to the buzzer. To the buzzer. And not relent. And this is the practice video that I put up. This is how they practice. So the idea that they would play the way they did when their whole season was on the line is unsurprising. You may have seen, there was another video going around, from before the season where they were running like miles at like 5:30 a.m. And it's like the work you do in the darkness. Right. And then even after the game, Kelvin Sampson was talking about those guys hitting free throws down the stretch. They shoot 150 every single night. Like, that is a pack of Rottweilers. And the whole idea was, what is going to happen when this thing turns chaotic? And it was every reason that I said I couldn't wait for that game played out, which is what happens when this just turns into absolute chaos. And you saw they couldn't even get the ball inbound. No. I mean, they were freaking out, bro. No disrespect to that. I mean, it was an epic collapse. Yeah, well, epic. But it's not something that was totally not foreseeable. Like, this is how Houston does this, where you're about to get into a gutter war and you've got to react. And to expect a group of 18-year-olds when you're your best players, and it's not like you were some veteran-laden team, right? This was a talent-laden team. But how are you going to react? And the reaction, they did not score a field goal. They scored 1 field goal in the last 10.5 minutes of the game. Houston took their first lead. The lead they had, it was 6-5 at one point, right? Houston had the lead, 6-5. Yeah. That was the last lead they had until there was 19 seconds left in the game. Crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. And a 9-0 run in 32 seconds. They for sure got us off the hook. At least we missed the front end of 1-and-1s. Yeah. Like, we have, obviously, look, it's almost 20 years ago now, but it was the most devastating loss you could fathom. Yeah. Was the two, and it happened in that town. That's a crazy
San Antonio,
thing.
yeah.
It happened,
same arena, same stadium.
In San Antonio in 2008. But we at least got the ball in bounds and then got fouled, and then we missed the front end of 1-and-1. Yeah. They couldn't even get the ball in bounds. And then my favorite one was the steal, ran back to the three-point line, turned around, shot a 3, ball comes off the rim, chaos, put back dunk. And it's like, what is happening?
It's all collapsing on them.
These guys, it's like you got 5 guys out there willing to die for this. Yeah. That's how you get that moment where it's like sprint back, turn around, shoot a 3. Like, how is there a guy flying in to put it back? And there were like 3 of them. It's like you've all got it's like you've created these like winning cyborgs.
It's It is like it's one of the best. It might be like the best rebuilding job like ever, considering what that program was when he took it over.
Oh, we played Houston.
Yeah.
In Hawthines.
Yeah.
In front of 6 people.
I remember Aubrey. You didn't show up for Aubrey Coleman.
No,
Yeah.
you weren't there for Aubrey
You're
Coleman.
not there for Aubrey Coleman.
Who was the little white guy they almost won with? You remember?
Oh.
What was that guy's name? Rob something? What was that guy's name? You want to talk about a forgotten one? Like these are AAC legends. Like when like in
Rob Gray.
Rob Gray.
Yeah, Rob Gray. I remember him.
I was almost Babar. I at least got the first name and remembered the being a little dude.
He's still playing in Turkey. Yeah, he plays in Turkey.
He's probably on Robert Vaden's team from UAB.
Yeah. Shout out Robert Vaden.
AAC All-Stars.
I have to admit, I turned it off with 30-something seconds left. I turned it off.
No!
Duke was up 6 with 34 seconds left. Like, I didn't think they were going to lose.
Wow.
And Duke had dominated the game. Like, they literally, Jessica went through it this morning. It's something like Duke field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage.
The first one ever.
Like, yeah, I mean, they dominated everything except the scoreboard.
The first one ever to lose.
Yeah.
I saw that.
They won like every statistical category.
I saw that stat. This morning where where was it? I think I saved it. It was something like where they had they won higher field goal percentage, more free throw attempts, more assists, fewer turnovers, more steals. Teams that had done that in the tournament, if you fit those 5 categories, higher field goal percentage, more free throw attempts, more assists, fewer turnovers, and more steals,
yeah,
they were 335-0.
Yeah, now 335-1. That's what it was. Yeah.
Boy, that's a tough one to take.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one to take. I don't know. Did you see the story about the one of the craziest stories from the weekend that came out of this was the AI prediction thing? The $1 million bet. Have you seen this?
No.
There was a $1 million bet between a pro gambler and an artificial intelligence site. Okay? And so that bet was going to be decided by the winner of Duke and Houston. And the Vegas bookies had projected the gambler, he had Duke, to win because he had Duke in it and they were a 5.5-point favorite, right? And so pro gambler Sean Perry and the 4Cs AI program were the two on either side of this. So the pro gambler bets he can beat the AI. And through the first 60 games of the tournament leading into this, the pro gambler had missed 13 picks. The AI had only missed 10. And they both picked the final 4 correctly. So this guy named Alan Levy, who runs the 4C site, said that ChatGPT said getting 50 out of 60 correct places, AI would have been in the 95th percentile of all humans. So the AI, if you just told it, and it would have gotten 50 out of 60 correct. Both pickers had Auburn to win in the other game. So they both lost. So the AI had Houston and the pro gambler had Duke. And the AI won.
Yeah.
I mean, it does make you annoyed that the AI is just better than, like, you know what I mean? I know, I got it. But I'm saying we're to that point.
We're at that point.
And you could make all the excuses in the world that the AI should not have gotten that right.
You can.
It also feels like a great science fiction movie,
also,
right?
Just imagine how
the AI knew that Houston was going to go on a 9-0 run at the end of the game.
Just imagine how much smarter AI is going to be in 5 years now.
I know.
Or 10 years.
It also makes me feel like I should have just asked ChatGPT to fill out my bracket.
Oh, there are going to be a lot of people that do that next year. There could be a lot of people that do that.
I'll never forget, years ago, I won my office pool.
You did Sagarin, right?
With the Sagarin predictor ratings.
Yeah.
And I won my office pool. They don't even post those anymore. I mean, you probably would have won if you just used Ken Palm.
Yeah.
Because Ken Palm had it.
Duke was number 1 in Ken Palm.
Huh?
Duke was number 1 in Ken Palm. So Duke would, yeah. Houston and Florida are 2-3, though. Auburn was 4. You would have gotten Florida over Auburn.
Yep.